Just the other day, I was talking to somebody and we were talking about the podcast. I was asked this question. I was asked, what caused me to start it and my audience. And I responded to this person, not just about what caused me to start it, but I immediately said that I didn't do it to grow an audience. That was not my intentions. My intentions were to find others out there that have gone through a journey in life of their own and figure out a way how to get through it. But I looked at this as an opportunity for not only those people that it would reach out to, but it would allow me to grow as well, and would allow the guests to grow as well too. Because if they listened to the other episodes I have, there's a lot of great journeys out there that can be shared. Plus, them sharing their experience in life as if they maybe not have expressed it before on other podcasts, could have gave them another benefit to learn what they actually went through and why and how they felt. So I want to try to emphasize that you can start a podcast and not worry about the audience right away, right? It's you're worried more about getting things going, creating it, building it. What is your passion behind for doing a podcast? There's got to be a reason for it. Otherwise, you might just fall off. And pod fade is as they call it, where somebody starts a podcast and they just fade off, right? They either don't enjoy doing it anymore for whatever reason because of work or whatever, right? They just, I feel like that could be an excuse. I feel like if you had more emphasis, more passion, more of a reason why you are starting a podcast, you would keep going, right? And that's what happens. You have to keep going. Yeah, it's just, you can look at it as, starting school or starting, a new job or starting a business and stuff like that. Everything that you start, you you begin, right, and you don't know everything, but as you keep going you'll get better and better, right? Just like podcasting, that's exactly what it is. So you have to really figure out what it is that you want to start doing, what you want to start talking about, who are the guests that you want, what can you share to the world, right? And we can go on forever, why people do it, people don't do it, and I'll create other videos to share that information. But I really wanted to express that starting a podcast based off of growing the audience right away, I think is probably the worst thing that you could do, right? There's got to be something deep inside of you that says, yes, I'm going to take the leap. I'm going to commit to 3 years or so, do this podcast, see who I become, right? You start a podcast, you're becoming a podcaster. That's another thing you look at. You're going to be learning a whole bunch of new stuff. And, audio, video, editing, you could unless this stuff you don't want to touch at all and you hand it off to somebody else, great. But there's a whole bunch of stuff you can learn and it's fun. So enjoy the process. Think about what podcast you would create and then focus on building from there. The possibilities are endless and people are going to tell you that there's so many out there, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of them don't keep going. That's what the statistics are saying.